Let's continue talking about how to determine absolute configuration using the Cahn-Ingold Prelog rules. To determine the configuration of a chiral center, remember that in chiral centers, this carbon has 4 different systems, remember that. So we're going to be looking at first assign priorities of the groups. And here we're doing atomic number. And then second, we need to view the molecule with the lowest priority away from our view. Lowest priority, say away from your view. And lastly, we will do follow highest priorities and second and third, and we're going to do this. If you did that rotation clockwise, it is R, the configuration, and if you did it the opposite, is S. So we will be applying that. And now, let's draw another compound to determine the absolute configuration. So I'm going to do now, and this time, I'm going to put the chlorine here and the edge here. So first step says, okay, I know this is a chiral center. It has attached 4 different substituents. So I need to go and assign priorities. In this time, remember that we need to use the periodic table. So you always advise here, have your periodic table at hand so that you look at the atomic numbers. And so here, highest priority will be chlorine. So I'm going to assign that the number 1. Then I am, notice that it has a hydrogen, and that's the lowest atomic number in the periodic table. So I'm already assigning that priority 4 of the 2 groups. Now I am between the oxygen and the carbon. So this is my chiral center. Directly attached here is an oxygen, and here's a carbon. Oxygen has a higher atomic number. That's priority 2. That's priority 3. And now, there is a problem here. The hydrogen atom is pointing towards you. It is on a wedge. And rule number 2 says that you need to see that with the lowest priority group away from you. So I want to put that on a dash. So in here, I'm going to show you this molecule. Notice that the hydrogen is like in a wedge, it's pointing towards you. But I can do a rotation here of the molecule and say that I put an X here and I rotate 180 degrees. When I do that, now you see the hydrogen is on the back, so it will be on a dash. And now you have this methyl group pointing towards you. So this is what we're going to do. Now I am going to draw an X here, right here. And I am going to rotate 180 degrees. And now, another thing that you want to notice, this was here. When you do 180, the 2 groups here on the sides are going to change places. Again, let me try to grab it a different way. 180, right? And then what was, if you see that what is in the front is going to go to the back. So these 2 switch places, and these 2 also switch places. So following that rotation, I am going to draw now. The following now, I will have the hydrogen here, the chlorine, these 2 exchange places, and I'm going to have the oxygen, the side, and here I will have the other chain. See? So switch here and also switch here. Now I still have the same priorities. So I'm going to go priority 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I now have the molecule how I want it, the way I want it, which is with the lowest priority group away from my view. Now I can follow the priorities here, and I can say, okay, priority 1 is chlorine, priority 2 is the oxygen, priority 3 is this with a carbon, and we assign here the absolute configuration as S. Now there is other things that we can do when the groups here are big, And here it was easy to do the switch, but sometimes molecule is really big, and it helps to do, say, a simplification of the structure. We can simply draw, say, this is my chiral center, and I'm just going to draw numbers here. I'm going to say this is 1, this is 4, so I'm looking at the picture on the top. So 1, 4, and then I have 2 and 3. And I'm going to do the same manipulation, which is doing the rotation here, 180 degree. And I'm going to draw this now in, say, the simplified version, which is now I have, now this is going to be 1. This is going to be priority 4, see? And now these two are changing places. So I'm looking at that, see, from here, these two change places, these two change places. So now I'm going to have the 2 here and 3 here. So this is just a simplified drawing. Just put in the numbers of the priority, and the next step is then again, you follow priorities 1, 2, 3, and that is, you know, this is the right way to see it. Again, you must have the lowest priority group away from your view. So the one with the number 4 should be away from your view. Now we're going to continue doing more exercises about how to determine the absolute configuration of chiral centers.